Come tide pooling with me in Olympic National Park. This is my first time tide pooling in Washington, and I am just so happy to be here. Washington is definitely known for their iconic rock walls covered in ochre sea stars and anemones. So ochre stars could be orange, purple, or red, and they get huge. I was kneeling over a pool at one point, and when I looked up, there was a coyote sitting in front of me just watching me, and I was literally mind blown. I couldn't believe my eyes. We went back to minding our business, but she stayed nearby the whole time. Okay, back to the ochre stars. These are what is known as a keystone species, meaning they play a key role in the health of their ecosystem, and the intertidal zone greatly depends on them. If you'll notice, basically all of the rocks are covered in mussels except for the areas that have a lot of ochres. They do a great job of keeping these populations in check because they're a huge part of the ochre star's diet. Without them, they would just take over. The ochre stars use their tube feet to pry open the shells. Now on to the anemones. These animals are notoriously lacking bones or any kind of structure, so when the tide goes out, gravity takes over and they get droopy and saggy. It's so funny. All of these intertidal species are adapted to living out of the water for hours at a time until the tide comes back. The only nudies of the day were tons and tons of these branched dendronodids, so these sparkly guys are fun. I feel like they have little antlers. These antler structures are their naked gills known as serrata, and this one is a really funky color. I'm still not sure if it's the same species as the rest of them, but super pretty. Then I walked back on the beach and I realized that my coyote friend had followed me the entire way back. Look how precious she is. It's a good thing I respect wildlife because I was fighting everything in me to not be her mom and take her home with me. She was just so majestic running down the beach. Then it got even crazier. I hiked all the way from the beach back to my car, and when I looked back at the trailhead, she was sitting there. I will truly never forget her, and I still have 3 more days of Washington tide pooling ahead of me. Thanks for coming along.